Hey there my lovelies, and welcome to my booktube channel, The Sassy Library Fox. My name is V, and today we're going to talk about my April to be read. Yes, I'm going for my April to be read already. And yeah, I've had a couple of really stressful weeks. Nothing new there, right? I always say that. But as it seems, the older I get, the more stressful life gets as well. Anyway, I decided to go for my April to be read already, and I chose two very interesting books I wanted to read for a while. One of them is a series I'm finally going to finish, well, unless the author releases a fourth book. But I think that's finally the final book. And the other book I wanted to read for a very long time. I got my coffee at the ready. I got the two books I want to talk about. I got some cheat sheets as well. And I guess we'll just do this. I'm gonna take a sip. And then I will put this aside so that I can talk about the two books I want to read. And the first book I want to read in April is A Tempest of Tea by Hafsah. Faizal. I hope I didn't butcher the name. If I did, please let me know how you pronounce it correctly. I really don't like it when I don't pronounce an author or a book correctly. So I apologize in advance if I butchered the name. This one has been on my to be read for a very long time. I always saw it on my feed, and a lot of people raved about it, so I got curious. And yeah, from the plot it sounds really interesting, like a mixture of Six of Crows meets vampires or something like that. I read on the blurb that this is about a woman named April TBR. Once again, I hope I pronounced it right. And April owns a tea shop which turns into a blood bar by night or something like that, which already sounds interesting. She is offering tea during the day and has a very highly estimated establishment, but at night this establishment turns into a place for vampires where they can save their blood cravings. Yeah, she serves tea by day and blood by night, you might say. And one day her life's work is threatened, and she decides that she wants to do something against this and collects a crew of misfits and people with special talents to find out who is trying to get her out of business. As far as I read from the blurb, she thinks it might be a secret vampire society or something like that. So there's that. I'm very curious about this book because vampires or haste and kind of Six of Crow vibes sounds really good to me. I've seen this one all over my Instagram. A lot of people raved about it, and I'm pretty certain I will love it too. Apparently this is the first book in a duology, so I'm looking forward to read the second book as well. I was really lucky to find this in my library. I didn't even know they had it. So I had to snatch it from the shelf and carried it home with me. You know me. When I see a book I wanted to read for a while in a bookshelf in a library, there's no holding back. Okay, so this is the first book I wanted to read in April, and the second book I decided I wanted to finish a series, and this is really the last book in the One of Us is Lying series, and it's called One of Us is Back by Karen M. McManus. I'm very curious about this one because it's the final part in the trilogy, and we have all the faces of the first and the second book. This one plays 2 years after the infamous incident that killed Simon during detention. And we have all the characters from the first book, like Bronwyn and Nate and Cooper and and we also have all the characters that were a part of the second book, like Bronwyn's sister. So they come together for a holiday and return to their little sleepy town. That's not all too sleepy if you consider the last 2 books. Yeah, never mind. But they return back home for a long and nice summer and want to leave everything behind. But then something strange happens with a billboard, and one of them vanishes and disappears, and no one knows where that person went. So they are starting to investigate once again. Yeah, this sounds great. I can't wait to be back with all the characters from the first and the second book. I enjoyed both books. I enjoyed the first one a little bit more, but they were both great. Also, every Karen M. McManus book was a book that got me out of a reading slump, no matter if I rated it 3 paws or more. They all work somehow to get me out of a reading slump. So I decided, if I'm finally working my way out of a reading slump in March, I might continue to do so with the right books in April. Sounds like a plan, right? So yeah, this one, I can't wait to read it. I want to see all the characters that grew on me during the first 2 books. And yeah, it's a finale, it's an ending. I'm kind of sad this series is going to be over, but it's also nice to finally finish one of the 1,000 series that are still open and that I still didn't finish. I have a tendency to start a lot of series, but I so rarely get to finish them, so finally I will be able to finish one of them, which is also something great. And yeah, I just hold those 2 into the cam so that you can see it, and I'm looking forward to read both of them. And well, I would love to hear what you are going to read in April. Are you coming out of a slump as well? Am I the only one who got into a reading slump recently? Do you have any tips, aside of reading novellas and mangas and short stories, to get out of one? I would really love to get some tips, just in case if I might fall into one again. Yeah, I would love to hear what you're going to read in April, which books landed on your to-be read, if you've read those 2 already, if you liked them or not, and if you didn't, why. So please write it down in the comments below. You know, I always answer every comment I get. If you like this video, like, subscribe, whatever. And yeah, I think we're at the ending of my video, and there's nothing left to say except of take care, stay healthy and safe, and see you around the next time. Bye! Hey there, my lovelies, and welcome to my BookTube channel. After 4 years, you would think I would know how to do this. Yep, nope, still learning.